Hey, hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the first official Foundation of D work in progress title.
Yeah, take a
Uh,
sip of that.
Thingy, I guess.
Oh fuck, my lighter's not working. There we go. I got my lighter working. Sorry, continue.
What are you using a lighter
What are you
for?
using your lighter for?
I don't know. I wanted to to light up. I don't know.
I wanted to light it. um, I guess it's time for introductions.
Yeah,
I'm Jared. Um, and next is
Alec.
Alec.
I like how Evan. I like how you decided Alec's definitely going next.
I'm a rules man. I like
Uh,
making rules.
and that guy's Evan.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm Evan. Hello.
um, yeah,
His
It's so weird
address
speaking to people who
is.
aren't here.
yeah. I mean, like, I mean, well, that this is just for the introduction. We don't have to talk to them anymore.
Oh, okay, excellent. Because that
Good.
made me immensely uncomfortable. I'm sorry, listeners, but that made me immensely uncomfortable.
Anyway, we basically we all decided to just make like a not for any particular reason. We decided to just make our own, build our own world.
Uh-huh.
A lot of stuff is still in the process. It's our first time doing it, so you know,
Bear with us, please.
y- yeah, or don't. We can leave.
Yeah, we can leave. They're trapped, but we'll fuck you
Yeah,
guys. We'll leave right now.
yeah. Um, I guess today's subject is just gonna be just general world building.
Yes.
Um, basically, we have basically we have this this continent that is run by dragons. We have a couple of different species that we are going to be working on creating. We've got the Glickies, the Eucalypts, the Drakes. Um,
The
did you ever name your
Carchadons.
Carcadons?
Yeah. I wanted them to be named after sharks. Like the scientific name for shark is Carcharodon, I believe.
Okay,
Uh,
loser.
so I decided
Um,
to go with the Carchadons. But for purposes of better naming, I will call them the Carchs. So Carchs. The Carchs. They're big Viking
Carcass.
Uh,
shark people. They're really
Wait,
cool. At
C
least
A
I
R
think
C
so.
A S
Carchs. The
C
Carchs.
H S. Okay.
I mean,
Mm.
the
Um,
Glickies, because it sounded funny.
I mean, like, yeah. We also got the Coit, which we have nothing on yet, but we
Mm.
will.
Soon.
Uh, don't fucking lie to them.
Yeah, I sign you up for work that I'm definitely not gonna do.
I mean, I feel like I might work on the Glicky, not the Glickies. I might work on the Coets myself. They
Okay.
kind of, they kind of are my guys.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna
Um,
try to come with some more lore for the Drakes, I think.
yeah, we need some sauce.
Yeah. We need some anchovies.
Yeah, I guess. Where where were we before this? Before the big OBS situation?
We were kind of talking about how we were going to divvy up the workload, but I don't think we need to delve into that on the recording.
Yeah,
Uh,
you lazy bit.
like all I'm saying is it seems unfair that you're getting a huge cut out of this. But anyways, uh,
Yeah, we already break up due to money issues.
yeah, yeah. The issue is that we have no money.
I haven't made a fucking dime yet.
This was my idea, and you fuckers were supposed to make it lucrative. Oh, we'll have to like bleep out our swears.
Do we?
Why?
Will we? I don't
Yeah,
care.
Oh yeah, with YouTube's
yeah,
That's only for monetization. Are we trying
yeah.
to get monetized?
We're
I mean,
not
like, you know,
I
going to
think
get
we're
money.
gonna get
monetized.
monetized.
We're
No,
definitely not going to get monetized.
no, bro. This is long form content, baby.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get monetized.
No, we'll get
You know,
sponsors though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, if we could
I'm
pause
I'm
this
I'm
right now.
yeah, I'm cutting this out for
Yeah.
sure.
If we could pause it. Kavita Kombucha, Kavita Inc.
I think we get like a
They
raid.
they don't sponsor this. We have none. But if they want to, I'll shill your fucking product. I'll sell my soul. I love that
We are
shit.
all right. Listen, buddy. I agree, but still,
If you
we
guys
need
want
to
to send me like a case of like your master brew of the lemon ginger. But anyways, back to
I like how episode one you're already selling out.
Yeah. Can we get
Episode one super sellout. I think I know who's getting kicked out of the group first.
bro,
can we
pay
get
me.
like a
I'll
raid bug
incorporate it to my
spray
creature design.
sponsor?
Hmm.
A Raid Shadow Legend sponsor?
No, raid bug spray.
Oh, if we could get
Uh,
Raid Bug Spray, that would be better.
I, you guys having issues?
No. What are you trying to imply?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Um, are you guys? Do you guys think that the map looks a little bare?
I mean, I think we can certainly fill it out with more. Okay, well, I
Like
guess hey,
what would you suggest?
let's talk about
Because
our world. This is the first episode.
Okay. Can you
Let's
stream
give
the
a
map?
synopsis of what we have. Also, yes, could you share your screen on Discord so we can see?
oh, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that sorry, but you know.
Audio listeners get fucked. Visual listeners, there aren't any. So let's see what we have.
There are none, so we don't care.
Basically, we wanted to come up with a world where I don't like that. There will be a lot of edits to this. Uh,
We wanted to make up a world. In a world
in a
where
world in a world where
I feel
three
like
great
okay,
minds,
three mid
yeah,
minds.
three mediocre minds
Why
want
is it
to
blurry?
engage in like world fantasy.
Um, so we have a couple things that are currently staples. We're not gonna get into like we're not gonna get too deep into them this episode, but maybe at a later
Yeah,
date. We have the people who live in Drakeshire, the Drakes. We have the Cark uh, the
Carchs.
Carks.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Carchs.
we have the Carks who are Drakes are like part dragon people. Carks are part shark people.
Yeah, they're shark Vikings basically.
The Eucalypts live in under the Uke tree. They are plant. They are plant people. We have the Glickies who are salamanders who have a little bit of sentience. Um, we have the Coits who are just like the main settlers of this land. But we'll get into them we'll get into them at a later date for sure.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll get into them at a later date.
But
You know, but for
Jared, why
now, this. Hmm.
why did we want to do this?
Why did we want to do it? We thought it was fun.
Yeah,
You know,
we thought it
there's
would
no
be
real.
fun to make a world building project because we're all
Did
big
you did
fantasy fans.
did you not know that?
Well, they didn't know that.
Why then why'd you ask me? Why didn't you just say that?
Well, because I thought it would be rude to just start talking while you're talking, but I figured it'd be
That's
less
the
rude if I
that's
interrupted you
the
with a
whole.
question so you could continue
So
talking.
so you wanted to stop me from talking so that you could talk,
I
and then
want
have
I
me
wanted
talk
to
again.
stop you from talking so that I could have you talk more about the things we need to be talking about.
Well, good. I'm glad.
So why don't you say it, you flippin' ingrate?
You just said it. Why would I say it if you just said it? You just said it. You
Oh,
literally just explained it in your
I
own
might
words.
have memory issues. My apologies. But yeah,
You like
we're big
wait.
fantasy fans.
You just said yeah, we're big fantasy fans. That's why we did it. And now you're like, Jared, why don't you say it? Why don't you tell them why we're big fantasy fans?
Yeah. So we're big fantasy fans. I really love dragons. I think they're super cool, and I
I'm
thought
sure
it
you
would
do,
be
buddy.
really cool to have like a world of uniquely made dragons, but with a more grounded take on them. Yes, there will be like some high fantasy bullshit here and there, but there will also be so low fantasy bullshit, and I think that's interesting.
I think I mean like overall we got a lot of bullshit that we're trying to get done,
Yeah,
and that's kind of like my thing.
there's a lot of poppycock and whatnot. I don't think I used that correctly, but anyways.
Um,
What if people
yep.
actually like this podcast? That's crazy to think about. Anyways, I'm
It's not
sorry.
a podcast. It's not a
Oh yeah,
podcast.
welcome to episode 1 of the podcast, not a podcast.
It's not one. You're
uh,
so.
I think it would be
Uh,
maybe okay, I'm sorry, continue.
if on OBS, if I wanted to like uh pause like my audio, would I just have to pause the recording or?
yeah, you pause the recording.
Okay.
How,
Uh,
how do you pause the recording?
there's a little pause button to the right of your recording button.
Yeah, where
And it just
Oh, okay.
you
pauses
see
it.
stop recording, next to it is the pause button.
Do we have to do the clap again?
I mean, like, no, we've already started.
Well, we might as well
And
just do the clap again right now.
oh, wait, did you pause your recording?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, cuz I have would it be smarter to just mute myself on my microphone and then just like cuz I need to blow my nose right now, for example.
Uh, just let it, just do it.
I mean, we can always edit it out.
I
Yeah,
guess
let your
that's
nut
true.
hang.
Whoever is edit. Whoa.
I guess. I mean, like, I assume I was gonna edit it.
All right.
Edited it.
That's cool.
Ed, and Eddie.
I think you're probably the one with the most editing experience.
I've done
Yeah,
very little editing, so I'll yeah, you got this.
oh, little tidbit. Uh, Alec, likes feet.
That's not
No.
true. That's you, Jared.
Anyway, we all like feet.
No, just
Evan,
you.
I don't like
Evan's a
feet. I like toes, first of all.
Evan's a really, really good artist. So,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
not
drew all
um,
true.
this.
That's not true.
Evan's a really good artist. So he's gonna be doing a lot of the artwork for it. Obviously,
That is true.
I'm using a different software in order to, you know, I'm using a different software in order to get the map created. But this is not, permanent. I guess it could be redrawn. But
Uh,
yeah, a lot of the creatures that are gonna be made are gonna be made by Evan because he's really good at drawing stuff. I'm gonna be doing, map stuff and editing until I can pay somebody to do it for me because I'm kind of lazy. Um, and Alex gonna be looking pretty
Hmm.
yeah.
and also,
Uh, another
doing other
thing.
stuff.
Another thing. When like for like visuals or when we're doing this, we can put up like Evan's artwork.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty nifty. Like that can be
I,
like the visual elements of it. It's kind of like a slideshow where like we just go from like art to art.
And we can bring up the
Ooh,
map
wrong color.
when it's relevant.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or just keep the map in the background and have the art circle by. Because I mean, I don't know how long this podcast is gonna go for. I'm sorry, devlog, not a podcast.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's literally not a podcast.
but I don't know how
The
long this not a podcast is gonna go for. Maybe an hour or two, and I definitely don't think I can produce enough art to.
I mean, you're not gonna feel. I feel like I would definitely be a majority of it. Just the
Yeah,
map creation.
I mean,
And
and it's not like we gotta like have new art for every episode. We can just
yeah, we can
yeah,
cycle
add
just
to
through it.
it as we get
yeah, we
going.
could yeah we could yeah we have like a big plethora of art, and like depending on the subject, that's the like artwork we put up.
That'd be
I feel
really
like this is I
cool.
feel like this is definitely back end stuff. I don't know how many, there are
I
people
think
who'd be
people would
interested
find
in
that
listen.
super interesting.
Yeah, like the back end part of
Yeah.
creation. You know
And
what? Yeah.
who knows? There might even be an art book at the end of all this. Probably not, because that's a lot of work. I'm
Yeah,
not promising any of
it'll be an
that.
art book. It's gonna be
But
for sale. It's gonna be $80 per book.
yeah,
I get 40% of the earnings. Evan gets 10%.
I get the
that's
rest.
that's that's pretty fair. Uh,
Yeah.
Alec, yeah, me and Alec get like fucking 10%, and
No,
you get
I get
80%.
50%.
Oh, you get 50%?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Jared gets 40, you get 10, and I get
Oh,
the rest
Yeah.
okay.
of it.
Alec gets 50. For
Well, he'll
for
he'll be
chewing
writing it.
yeah, for chewing the glass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
I'll
know.
put the title on the book.
yeah. No, he'll sign my art, and that'll be his contribution.
Yeah, I'll put my
Yeah.
copyright on it.
Yeah.
yeah, I cannot wait for like us to devolve like a lot of other. Yo, what the
I can't
fuck?
wait for the
Why
money
are
to
these so
tear us
ugly
apart and this lead into like a massive legal scandal.
or lack thereof?
Yeah,
Who's calling me?
where
Oh
it's
my god.
are you seriously
You guys
taking
keep the airtime going. I'll be.
phone calls right now? Shameful. Anyways, apparently it is now on me and Alec to keep this show on the road.
I mean we could just wait for him to get back and then edit out the in between.
We could do that
Or
actually.
you guys could just like I don't know, like talk or something. I guess.
Oh, we can talk, yeah.
Yeah, we can talk. We can talk the people's ears off is what we can do. But yeah, I mean this can obviously scale into something really cool, maybe hopefully, but more so we just kind of want this to be a fun thing. Uh and a fun way for us to like chill and just like talk about like interesting fantasy stuff. Um
Where where are we putting this anyway?
where are we putting this? That's an excellent question. I guess you guys at home who are listening know where we put this because that's what you're listening to it on. But I was thinking probably Spotify, YouTube, uh, I don't know, what are other places? What where are places where not a podcasts can be found?
It's it's gonna
Uh,
be on YouTube most likely, cause
SoundCloud.
hell, well we got visuals, man. I
Well
feel like this is definitely gonna be
we can
more
have the
visual than
audio version.
Yeah, we
I
our SoundCloud podcast.
I feel like Spotify would definitely be more like
Can
more
we get
better.
face tats?
If one of us wants to become a rapper, sure.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the world of
Um,
D. If
I'm
this is
back by
on
the way.
YouTube, and you're enjoying this, like it or not. I don't want to force you. That was forced. But you
Yeah,
know,
fucking jeez, dude.
like it. But no,
Any
if you want to
we
subscribe
need
or whatever. Anyways, continue.
well, okay. What's our subject for the day? We're going around in circles. What's our subject for the day?
Excellent. So what we're talking about today are the three races that we came up with. I feel like I sound like a Disney Channel person, but our three
Yeah,
races.
what?
So, Jared, what race are you?
Um,
That's a secret.
I I personally shut up. I personally created the Eucalypts.
Yeah.
They live under the giant Euc tree. Um, they're so um the origin of this land is there once was a massive dragon about yay big, yay wide. I'll have indicators showing about how big and or wide.
Okay.
Um, or not. You know, it'd be funny if I just like didn't.
Yeah.
Um, it's fairly large. And the Coit people, you know, saw it as a threat, and they decided to, you know, kill it. Um, upon killing it, uh, a lot of the aspects of the world were made. So upon killing the dragon, the dragon, in a last ditch effort to protect the people that you know believed in it, um, it created these mountains to protect them, and this is where they live. That's where Drakeshire is. Um, yeah, when it died, it left a massive crater in the earth, and up under it giant is a giant chasm. Its blood leaked out and was absorbed by this massive tree. The tree decided to drink all of the blood, and it created the Eucalypts. The people who've been eating the fruit from the tree over the course of like a couple hundred years have changed. They are less human, and they are more plant. They are essentially a hive mind that that are brainwashed to defend the tree. And upon upon consuming the fruit for years, they've also become more in tune with nature, so they can make things grow faster. manipulate trees and the forest and the plants around them. Um, and they're not really, they don't really care much about their own lives as long as it keeps the uke tree, you know, prosperous overall. Um, yeah. Evan, you have two races that you've created.
I do have two races that I have created. I'm a busy boy. Uh, but I will talk about the Carchs because those are the ones that I kind of researched a bunch that are still fresh in my mind. So basically, the Carchs are a shark-like humanoid shark species that live on essentially an island that's right off the coast of the main continent where our world is centered around. And their story is basically they're the evolution of a shark like species called the fin. And the fin are about these dog sized pygmy shark like creatures. Um, they are amphibious in the sense that they can, live on the land or in the water. And they're quadrupeds, they're like four-legged little dog creatures. And so, when the great dragon died, some of its blood seeped into the surrounding waters and kind of mutated the fin uh, and rushed along their evolutionary process to where they now have become the Carchs, which are these big, brawlic, Viking-like shark creatures. Um, my inspiration for them, at least their build, is kind of like from like strong men, like
By the way, I'm gonna need a visual of this, because yours that's the only one that has a visual to it. So
yeah.
I'm gonna need that.
Don't worry, I'll send you a visual for it afterwards,
Okay,
and I'll
cool.
also send you a visual for the fin because I think they're really cute. I can't promise that
Mm.
these will be very good illustrations, but I hope you guys like them.
You literally can, because they're always good.
Oh, no, uh, shut up. Anyways,
No, shut up.
I'm sure.
Fucking.
But yeah, they're kind of modeled after like really strong, buff people because I thought that was interesting. Um, what I was actually going to ask you, Jared, and now that we're on the not a podcast, we can talk about it. Was a lot of our creatures you're going to find that step outside of traditional fantasy are influenced by the dragon.
Uh, I think. Uh, yeah, they are influenced by
Yeah.
the dragon. Um, but before we get on to that, you want to explain the Glicky?
Right. So we can also put in a visual for the Glickies. Yeah, because I did a little drawing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Evan, you still have it in your book.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take a picture of it and send it.
What?
I
Um,
thought you were talking about the AI art that we
no, no, no.
that we
That that
No,
that's
definitely not that
that's
one.
a bit misleading
yeah, that's
in
that's
terms of
their
what we're going
eldritch
for.
god that they worship.
uh, yeah. So the Glickies are little salamander people. They kind of come up to like the average person's knees. And they're like a tribal society that lives on an island. Can you show the island, Jared?
Sure. I'm sorry, I was
Uh,
putting a thingy.
yeah. So they're kind of surrounded by like water dragon creatures. So they don't get bothered a lot. They also don't leave the island a lot. Uh,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's kind of
No,
what.
I was done.
Okay, cool. Um, they going back to what Evan said, we we decided to make this. We wanted all of our races who live on this continent who are, to be affected by the dragon in some way. Um, so earlier, the Euclite, I said the dragon died. The Euclite's blood, the dragon's blood got into the Euclite's tree, and that's what made the tree grow so massive and towering, and also gave it the power to manipulate the minds of the people who ate its fruit. Um, the people in Drakeshire, for years, they've been bathing in the bone marrow of the drake, of the massive dragon. I want to call it Chalk. I want to call the giant dragon Chalk, but we don't have an official name for it. Unless somebody has an issue with it, I'm gonna be saying Chalk from now on.
I mean, I like chalk. How'd you come up with it?
Um,
You just thought it sounded cool.
I mean, like Chalk is he's the Mayan god of thunder and lightning, I believe.
Oh, okay. Then
Very,
yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's
frightening.
and I just
especially.
think I also just like the name because it's very straightforward and cool sounding.
Yeah, chalk.
Chalk. Yeah, Chac.
I was curious if it had like so. It sounded very Cthulhu-esque or very H.P. Lovecraftian.
No, I feel like H.P. Lovecraft would be like. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's what I think they sound like.
I did, and I tried to replicate it, and it caused me to start coughing.
uh, yeah, so the Drakeshire people bathe in the bone marrow, um, and that's how they are part. They've gained like scales, and depending on how much they bathed in it throughout the years, they grow more and more dragon-like. So some have
Mm.
wings, some are they got big dragon claws or something like that.
Hey, I
Um,
I don't mean to cut you off, but are you still listening to music right now?
am I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is it
It cannot be heard through the thingy.
okay? I just wanted to make sure.
I feel like if Jared's in charge of editing, this is all gonna make it in the final
Oh
cut.
no.
Yeah, you guys should not have given me this role. It's over.
All right. So hey guys, we just cut some things. It's fine. I'm gonna do a clap again. So
Why would you
uh,
do the? There's no point.
no, I'm doing
Yeah,
the clap again so that you see in my audio where we need to cut it.
yeah,
Okay.
Uh,
clap too.
yeah. Uh,
I,
I I don't really know what time I'm on. I can't really see how long we've been recording for. Oh yeah, we have. So around the 30-minute mark, Jared, all of that needs to get cut.
um. I'm okay. How about this? I'm gonna cut out that, but I'm gonna leave the part where you told me to cut it, so that they don't know what you said, but they
Okay.
know they know how fucked up what we said was.
Okay.
Let's just
Okay.
get to the
Cool.
part where I
Or
ask
just bleep
you
it
how
out.
how you
Anyways.
feel about our current president, and then we'll
Mm.
cut it.
Mm.
Yo, that'll be crazy. Anyways, what did the arc? So the Uke got blood.
Yeah.
Drakeshire got bone marrow. What did the Carchs get, and also the Glicky?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like what would accelerate evolution slash increase intelligence?
I maybe I mean like I was thinking. I feel like that would be like part of the brain or something.
Yeah, but this.
Or hmm?
How long has this dragon been dead? We should state that.
It's been dead for like maybe I'm thinking like 500-600 years.
600 years.
500 or 600 years, yeah.
Is that when the Coit invaded?
700 years ago, the Coit invaded.
So 700
Um,
years ago, the Coit invaded, and then 100
well, no,
years.
no, nah, but I feel like we can like fudge the numbers a little bit. Not maybe not exactly like roughly 600 years ago,
Well, I
and
mean,
it maybe took maybe 300 for the dragon to fully decompose. You know what I mean? So now there's no more remnants of the dragon except for like other than like some bones and shit and the thing with the oasis.
well, I'm fine with that lore wise, but I'm just saying we should have like a coherent timeline that we can reference.
Mm-hmm.
So we should
Maybe
know when
that's
all of this happened. It's like Coit got here 1,000 years ago, Great War 100 years after. In which case,
I feel like they would have gotten to. How quickly do you think they would have gotten to warring? Do you
probably
think?
as soon as they arrived.
Yeah. So maybe like 750 Coit came.
Mm.
720 750, like, we'll just I feel like having it backwards is kind of weird. They came in like year 720. I mean, yeah, they came on year 720.
Okay.
Year 725 is when like the war was at its peak. Um,
Okay.
year 727, the dragon died.
Year
Oh wait, no, we said we said we
725
said we said it was
was
a we
what?
said it was a we said it was a 10-year war, didn't we?
Yeah. So year 720, Coed arrive.
Yeah. So year 730, the war would have ended, but I'm thinking maybe the war officially ended. Um, yeah. So the dragon died at like year
Well,
727.
when did the war start?
723
Okay.
instead.
So year
723,
723,
war started.
war started. Okay. When did how? Okay. So when did the war end?
730.
Sir,
730.
33.
Yeah, 733.
733.
Seven
I don't know why my brain was
seven.
breaking on that one.
Who? One of us should be writing. I'm not
I'm
writing this
writing this
down.
down. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so year 730, the dragon died. So the war kept going on for a couple more years after the dragon died.
Okay.
But obviously, the Drake, the Drakes, were in a losing state.
Hmm.
Um, and maybe since it's so big, maybe we say like maybe it took 70 years. Well, how long does it take for like a normal person's body to decompose? Like what? Like a couple months?
If that, yeah. But
Couple
this is a
months. So
giant
this is a
magical
big ass
dragon
dragon.
god.
Yeah. I'm thinking that maybe it took him like 50 years or so to decompose. Well, no, 150 years to fully decompose. But throughout the time, the Coet people were like stealing some of the dragon bits. The dragons and the Drake have learned to like coexist, and they've been protecting like the dragon parts in a way
Mm.
until it completely decomposed.
Okay.
That's and maybe while this was going on throughout the like 150 years
What
of
what is the
of
present year?
fucking I don't know, like 120,
What?
1020.
Oh, 1020? How many
Yeah,
years is
1000.
that? I'm terrible at math.
That's like 500 years
Okay.
roughly.
Year 1023.
No, I feel
This
like
this happened in our world. This happened 1000 years ago today. But
um
1020, year 1020.
no, wait, I said 120. I meant 100, 220. So 1220.
1220.
Yeah, because if it happened in 700, 12 would be 500 years later.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so modern time.
Mhm.
Also, we should probably talk about who the Drakes are.
We can get it to that at a later point.
Well, I mean
Um,
the world kind of revolves around them to an extent, or sort of.
we can talk to them. We can talk about them later. Remember, you wanted them to be kind of
Well, sure.
mysterious.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we
yeah,
we
we
could
don't. Okay,
we could talk about them later.
I'm not saying we have to go into like a full explanation about them.
I feel like I already gave like a bit of a thing for them.
You said that they were people who basically. What did you say about them?
You know what? Just in case anyone wasn't listening, much like Evan.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah,
Told you
just
not to
like
use my
that.
government name on this podcast. Not a
I feel
podcast.
like that's already been. It's not a podcast, and also I feel like that's already been kind of done. That was the first thing that we said.
That's what you
Um,
guys said, and it is
yeah,
what I said as well.
I never stated my name.
Hmm.
I would never. So basically, I said earlier, which I probably didn't. Now that I think about it, no,
I'm
you've gaslit
gaslighting
me.
you. Yeah.
You've officially gaslit me. I have no clue what I said, but
Excellent.
you suck. Um, the Drakes followed. They were the original people who stayed on this land. They they followed the Dragon Chalk. They once were regular people. They lived regular lives. They were in harmony with the dragons who lived on this. Because there's more than because Chalk is a true dragon. He is massive. He has a lot of power, a lot of magic. He's just a very strong, high-willed creature. Um, but there are also like smaller dragon type creatures that live around. So there's like dragon rhinoceri,
Hmm.
dragon um, dragon fish, dragon sharks.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different um, things that were influenced by the dragon. Um, but the humans were not able to be influenced, you know, until well they were being slowly influenced throughout their living here, so they could more easily speak to dragons,
Right.
control certain dragons of smaller variety,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Um, but then the
Domesticate
Drakes,
them and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Then the Coit came through and were like, "Yo, we're living here," and the Drakes were like, "Um, I think not." But it didn't work out well for the Drakes. Um, Drake Coit ended up killing Chalk. The Drakes ended up, you know, in a small little area, and before Chalk died, he told his people, "Hey, listen, what I need you to do is I need you to break of my bone and boil it, drink it, drink it, bathe in it, become one with it, and you will become part dragon, basically." And he told that to his highest. He told that to to the first people who lived here, and that's what the Drakes are now. They are now human dragon hybrids. Depending on, and they their DNA has become fused one with Chalk's, so
Hold
their
on.
descendants are now. Hmm?
Workshop idea. Workshop idea.
Workshop idea?
Workshop idea. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know. Maybe that'll become a bit. Anyways,
We need like an alarm.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like an alarm, and then like maybe on the video a graphic pops up or something, like a little animated persona graphic, and it's like whoa.
Like,
But
first, I'm not adding any persona anything to this fucking thing. I'll die before that happens.
wow, we have viewers that would be let down by that. But anyways,
Well, stop viewing, buddy. Yeah.
yeah, fuck you, Kalen. Uh, um. Anyways, would it be more interesting if it wasn't that the dragon directly told him to do that, or maybe he told them in a vision?
Uh,
Maybe like after he died, the high priests saw visions and they were like, "Hey, you must consume the bone marrow to imbue yourself with his might, with his glory."
mm,
Because I mean, they hold this dragon in high reverence, in high esteem.
mm,
Uh, I've been thinking about the war and like the dragon's death.
Hmm.
And I was thinking, like, what if the Drakes had some kind of part in the demise of the dragon?
oh.
Ooh, subversive.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Uh, like, maybe not like all of them are in the know, but like a few, like the higher ups wanted more, power, and so conspired to kill the true dragon because I mean they were already kind of losing the war.
Mm. They conspired to kill the true dragon themselves.
I mean, how would
How?
they know that it
Yeah.
would
How
give
would?
them power?
Yeah. How would they know that killing the true dragon would imbue them with the with more power than normal?
Uh,
Internet.
I don't know. Maybe the
Wifey?
the true dragon had already like bestowed some power on them
Oh,
in some
maybe.
way, and
Oh,
they figured,
okay.
oh, we could why don't we just cut this golden goose open and get all the gold inside?
It's a hubris. Okay.
Only this time
So you're saying
there was gold inside.
oh, Pog.
PogChamp?
Um, I can okay. I see what you're saying. So maybe um, hold on. Fuck. I just ruined something that. Okay. This part is shit. Oh no, I suck. I super suck now. I'm gonna go back.
You don't super suck, Jared. Not in my mind.
Um, so okay, maybe maybe like throughout the years of being just like pelted, the big dragon like was already injured. So he was like maybe like his maybe like one of his like uh claws fell off or like something like that. Like he took major damage and he also realized he didn't have much longer. So he was like, "Hey, you guys use this part of me to make yourself stronger." And um that's how they first got the inkling of like, oh, that's how we do it. We melt the bone marrow and we consume it and stuff.
So what, the dragon told
'Cause-
them this?
Yeah, the dragon told them this originally.
I mean, I
Um,
does the dragon speak?
um, I mean, like they can communicate with like the like smaller dragons, right?
Yeah, but I mean, my idea of communication was kind of like not super precise. They can just like kind of look at them, or they can kind of. It's almost like a
Well,
telepathic thing where they get a feeling more so than actually understanding them.
yeah. Well, I guess he doesn't really need to. He could just be like he like looks at his bone, breathes fire on it, and then like nudges them toward it. I mean, like yeah, I mean that's how you talk to a dog, right? That's how
Sure,
dogs ask for attention, and I'm assuming that this dragon's way smarter than them. So to him, we would be considered dogs.
sure. But what I'm saying is, I think it would be more interesting is if, like, very rarely did he actually communicate with them. Well, maybe a communicating dragon isn't a bad idea, actually. Because I'm
I mean, like
thinking of,
if
like, Parthenax right now, and that's pretty cool.
mm, now that you brought up Parthenax, I don't want
Yeah,
it.
I hate Bethesda.
I mean, well, okay. So
I love that I can hear
he, I
Monkey
mean,
Mania in the background. I'm sorry, continue.
I mean, it's a good song.
It goes ham.
Um, now it goes beef.
Whoo!
See what I did there? Because the
Uh,
creators. Anyway, um, I mean, like we could still do maybe due to them being influenced by the dragon so much, maybe they're the only ones who could really like. It's not that he spoke English to them or whatever language they have. He spoke dragon, and
no,
they're just like, oh yeah, sure, buddy.
they communicated via soul, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they touch souls.
Yeah, they touch tips, and there was like, oh, I see you, like a
Mm,
sexual avatar situation.
I don't think that. I think it'd be kind of hard for them to have sex with a giant dragon, but
Hey man, big is
stranger
in
stranger things.
Stranger
Uh,
Things.
okay, so that happened, and then like maybe a couple years later, like throughout like as they were still getting beaten back, but just not as badly.
Hmm.
They were like, okay, we all need, you know, we all need this.
Mm.
Um, instead of just like a couple of us. So they're like, you know what, fuck it, we'll kill the dragon, take his power for ourselves.
I don't like the idea of them turning on the dragon.
Hmm?
This is their god that they worshipped, and now suddenly they're like, all right, well, fuck him.
I mean, like humans have done more for less.
I
Some
mean,
guys,
what humans have turned on their gods?
um, literally, basically all of them. Like we've had like 80 million religions
Sure.
because the second that a human finds something better, we move on toward it.
Well, no, usually what happens is that people are like, oh, we're losing. Our god has punished us, or does he not believe in us? Does he not have faith in us? We must do
Well,
more for his name.
I mean, it's
You, you,
different when
you know what
the
I'm
god's
saying?
like there.
Yeah, true.
Sure. I mean, yeah, having a face to like blame your problems on makes sense.
Like, I
But I,
guarantee there'd be people taking pot shots at God if they were able
People,
to.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess the
yeah.
closest like analog would be kings, or nobility, like the heads of governments. People
Um,
revolt against them, sure.
I mean, like if you okay, I guess since yeah, due to absence, they'd be like, okay, well, I guess I'm switching up because you're weird. But maybe they noticed maybe they noticed that he got weaker.
Hmm.
They noticed that he wasn't actually like maybe the Drakes noticed that Chalk was like he was falling more weak,
Hmm.
and they were like, you know what, I he's not as strong as we thought he was. Fuck him.
I mean, I guess, but I don't
I
know
mean,
why
like
you would take down an ally while you're also like what made them think that they would get powers? I guess we talked about this a little bit, but
originally he gave the power to some because
yeah.
he lost like a finger
Yeah.
through combat.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, like also I'm not married to the idea as well. It's just I'm just exploring the option
Yeah,
because Alec
I,
put it forward, so I
I
feel
was
like
just
it would
throwing
be
it out
fair to
there. If you don't like the idea, it doesn't have to.
yeah. If
You
you
don't
don't
have
like
to.
the idea, fuck
If
you.
you have a different direction you wanted to go with them, I was just thinking the problem of how the True Dragon died in the first place. How the Coit managed to pull it off.
Hmm.
I mean, like the
Uh,
code had numbers and also like better technology,
sure.
you know.
Uh,
So
it's it's
they had ballistas and shit, and they were just like, you know what, phew, 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 just tossing them.
Hmm.
sure.
I
And
mean,
like if you hit like if you like hit a fucking if you hit a brick wall with enough mallets, it's gonna come down. You know what I mean?
maybe. Hmm.
And maybe he was already weakened due to be doing due to like age or something. Like he was already like a million and 1 years old, so his old bones were meaning to fucking break anyway.
Hmm. This is a bit of a conundrum to solve. How, how was this creature killed? How was this creature like
I mean, like,
taken
I don't
down?
think I don't think it's hard to imagine how we could kill like a fucking giant, you know,
I mean, it's.
a giant creature like that.
I mean, yeah, I fucking think so. I mean, what
I
powers
mean,
did this dragon have?
I mean, like that
we yeah we
big,
it also had a lot of like magic powers.
Yeah.
a lot.
It's responsible for all the magic in the world, so it has to have at least a few.
I mean, well, it's responsible due to it's like
Uh,
Like maybe it could
I
summon lightning from the sky.
ooh. I mean,
I
like
mean, it's
flame.
also intelligent. It's not like
Yeah.
it's just a big piece that they just throw rocks at.
Well, I like the idea that the Coit are the most advanced, like scientifically. So they don't have like not like metal power suits and shit like that, but
Yeah, it's not a
just
Minecraft server.
They used muskets.
Ooh, maybe they have gunpowder and shit.
Hmm.
They could have like
Maybe
those like first iteration of guns, which is basically just like a small cannon on a stick.
yeah, like the fucking you know how you guys ever heard of like the guys who had like the dynamite taped to a stick and they just run up and put and like touch tanks with it and blow it up?
Dynamite taped to a stick.
Yes, yes. So basically, I don't know if it's World War I or World War Two,
Oh, I know what you're talking
but
about.
they had like big lances with dynamite on it, and like
Yes,
one
yes.
guy would just go, bink, and
Yeah.
it'd blow up the fucking tank.
I
Yeah,
don't I
it's
don't
something
know
like.
if I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yes. Um. So that's kind of the Coet's advantage. That's what separates them from like the other entities and races of the
I mean,
world,
like a
is
lot
that
of
they
a lot
have
of
more sophisticated weaponry and technology.
yeah, a lot of the time technology beats out nature. You
Sure.
know, unless it's like due to like quantum physics or something.
Mm.
But that's usually like you can
Maybe
bang your head.
maybe
Yeah.
him sacrificing himself to like imbue his people with more power makes more sense.
Mm.
Like he realized that his people could not stand up to the might of the Coet Empire, and so he was like, "Here, you will partake of me. I will not
All
let
right.
this taint take over my lands. I will sacrifice myself, create like this wall to protect you, and you will partake of me, and you shall imbue yourself with my might." Something like that.
Mm.
So I think Alec
And
really had like the right idea, considering.
I disagree. I hate Alec. Anyways, um, yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Viewers, what do you think?
Yeah, in the comments, tell us
Yeah,
what you think.
yeah. The camera turns to them. It's like, yes, you, you beautiful, beautiful person.
I'm gonna make it. You actually look kind of good today.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you?
You
What
you,
do you?
you work
I
out?
like. I like. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, you didn't work out today, but you
yeah.
definitely.
But I
You
smell
definitely. You're
sweat.
definitely doing something.
Yeah. What are you doing? Why are you sweating right now?
You better not do. You better not be doing what I think you're doing while listening to us, buddy.
You smell fresh, but different.
You definitely just got out of the shower.
Yeah. Was it a
Wait,
good one?
nah. Okay, that's weird, dude. Can put your ASL in the fucking in the comment section.
Yeah. Put your AOL in the comment section. What
Let's
is
not let's not get arrested.
what is that a can you get arrested for that?
Age, sex, location, ASL. That's like what groomers do.
Oh, what the what? Why would what? I thought we were talking about American Sign Language.
You're
What the fuck?
you're a fucking idiot.
What the?
Uh,
I've never heard of ASL before. Outside of that, isn't there some type of disease? Wasn't that what the ice
No,
bucket
that's that's
challenge was
that's
about?
AL that's ALS.
Oh, ALS. I might have
oops.
dyslexia.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
you definitely do. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah. Okay, so that's
we're
how the
reaching like
dragon
the hour
died.
mark.
Yeah,
How
we'll
did,
cut that.
no, we're not I mean, that's the whole point. It needs to be long.
No,
All right. How did the Carchs get their power? Like how did you said
hold on,
something. You
hold on.
said
Have we
that they were
agreed?
already.
Have we agreed that like the dragon kind of sacrificing himself for his people makes sense, or is at least a decent
Mm,
idea?
I like I feel like the idea is cool.
Mm,
I feel like we probably just need to like work out some of the kinks of it. So like maybe so you're saying he was like I'm not strong enough.
yeah.
Maybe okay. Maybe it was like he wanted them to just survive. So he said he gave them like as much of his knowledge, not as much as his knowledge. He gave them enough knowledge to continue.
Mm,
He he created the mountains and
uh-huh.
then died.
Okay.
he created the mountains and then died within the mountains.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I like that.
he created the mountains and then died within the mountains. And upon dying, um, the mountains were treacherous, and the other dragons, like the other dragon creatures that
Mm,
were in the area, all are just like, yo, we're gonna live here amongst like our like father, I guess
yeah.
would be as it would be seen.
I'm gonna blow my nose.
Are you
Sorry.
sick or something?
No, I shouldn't be.
um,
Um,
Um, but yeah, he dies. His body, his corpse lays on the mountains that he erected. Uh, or maybe that's it. Like him using his magic to put up a wall of mountains. Because I mean, if he can literally like shoot mountains out of the ground, that's kind of OP as shit, and it doesn't
well,
cost him any significant energy.
I mean, no, I think, well, I think it. I don't know what you mean by it didn't cost him any significant energy. I'm thinking that like he did that and died right after.
Okay, good, good, good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like he did that and the mountains like surrounded him.
Mm.
The mountains surrounded him, created like the. That's what the oasis is. Remember, his body's in there. His body's in the oasis. So
Okay,
he
cool.
used all of his He used the rest of it just made a shockwave. You know,
Excellent.
created the barrier, and the other like the smaller dragons are like that's their hot spot. They're all there.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So how did the Carchs get some of like his brain or something, or you know? Cause
Well,
I'm
if it's like him erupting. Sorry. If
also were the Carchs there for that,
yeah, well
or did they come after the fact? Like
they came after the fact.
they came to the land after
Yeah,
the
because what happened was the fin are these little pygmy shark guys, these
oh
four-legged pygmy shark guys.
yeah, I'm okay, my bad. I meant were the Finn there to see that?
Yeah, because they're not like intelligent creatures. They're literally dog level. They're just little animals. And like
Mm,
some of them were on the land when this happened, and perhaps the magical shockwave uh, influenced them,
mm,
or maybe.
'cause I feel like that would also influence the Coit in some way too, because they would be around there.
Hmm.
I
Then,
think
then I don't
maybe.
know. Perhaps like pieces of the dragon got carried away to the water. Maybe. Okay, so maybe the dragon was so big that when he fell, part of him landed near the ocean
Mm,
or the coast.
okay, the Finn were able to walk on land, right?
Yeah, the fin can walk on land.
Maybe it was like a maybe they scavenged some like they didn't know what was going on. They're just like, oh, free food,
Yeah, maybe.
and one of them ate like part of the brain
Yeah,
or you know like an eyeball or something, and that awakened his like
yeah.
that
And
awakened his like latent potential.
I would like it to be that like you have to almost have a certain gene, or a certain like the right set of genes in order for this to happen to you, which is why
So
not
there
like every single thing that like interacts with it is suddenly turned into some type of super creature.
did all of the Finn. Okay, so does that means that there are still like regular Finn that are around?
Yes.
Mm,
Thoughts? Thoughts and chicken
mm,
butts?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Alec, what do you think?
um, yeah, I like the idea.
Mm,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
kind of um I
What are your concerns about it?
I mean, let me think. So the Finn are still around with their and the Karks are look at the Finn. Do they know that they came from the Finn?
Um Not necessarily.
They just know
They
that
just
they
think
just
of
know.
them as like a distant ancestor. They kind of use the fen as like dogs and keep them
So
as
same way.
pets.
So same way we kind of use monkeys
Sort of. I
and chimps
mean,
and stuff.
I guess I don't think a lot of people keep monkeys as pets.
Well, not a lot of people do. I'm just saying like I'm trying to make
Yeah.
like a connection.
Think of it
Uh,
like people who have like Eskimo dogs or sleigh dogs as pets.
does that mean okay? Does that mean that some of the people who are Drake they are just not able to become more dragon, or is it just like I mean like maybe it's like vicinity perhaps like mm, uh because a gene okay or so that means that some Coit can become part dragon too like like someone who was born in Coit if they were dipped in the marrow and they were boiled in it they could become part dragon too
Um,
like if they had like the particular gene or was that like bred out because you really wouldn't know unless you know.
yeah, unless you tried.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
some Coed,
hypothetically, okay, but not every Coit.
correct.
Mm. And some Finn currently, if so, and some Finn could also do it if they wouldn't be like instantly brought up,
Yes,
but they'd gain sentience as well.
yes.
Mm.
Unless you want to say like all the scavenger creatures around that area were already dragon-like, so them eating it didn't have any effect on them.
I mean, like it would like eating part of the dragon, eating part of chalk like for like a dragon type creature would just make him stronger, you know.
Because Chuck's kind of a big dragon, so that would mean that every creature would now be stronger. Because I mean, animals aren't just gonna let a corpse sit there, or perhaps maybe the dragons view it as a type of cannibalism.
Well, I'm fine with the dragons eating each other.
Mm,
Um, I think that it's more like they try to keep each other in check, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna eat as much as I want, but then like the other dragon's like, oh shit, he's gonna become the next Chalk. I don't want that.
mm-hmm,
So they maybe okay. The dragons used the dragons like used part of the corpse. Like the dragons ate a lot of the corpse, like a lot of it, in order
mm,
to beat back, the Coets, you know, because they would not be as they beat them back enough.
mm-hmm,
They still a lot of them still died, and most of them still live near Drakeshire, like in that area.
mm-hmm,
But they do still roam around the place. They still basically like you know they're still wild creatures that still roam around. The
mm,
things that were already dragon just became stronger due to them being already dragon. So that's why the Drakeshire people, since they were human originally, and they are also part dragon, bathing in the marrow still makes them stronger. But some of them are able to become acolytes for for Chalk and gain like actual like wings and stuff, but not all of them can, right?
mm.
Um, while the regular dragons were beating back Coit,
Uh-huh.
some of the Carchs came on land, like some of the Finns came on land, like ooh food, and a lot of them did die, right? A lot of them did die from trying to eat the parts of the dragon,
Mm,
but maybe like enough of them ate some, gained gained the sentience, um, gained the sentience, grew, um, became smart enough to like breed
uh-huh.
and become their next step in evolution. Um, Around, cause okay, okay, I like that then. I like it. I was just trying to like put it into like words.
Mm-hmm.
Um, throughout hundreds of years, the tree just grew quicker because you know there's just blood, and it didn't really need to work for it. It just went in. And where were the Glicky during this?
Um, I haven't given much thought to them n not being on their little island at any point.
Mm. I mean, how did they get part of the dragon?
Uh, it just flew over there.
They got real lucky.
Uh,
I mean, a bird could have been carrying pieces of it and it landed on their island.
Mm.
or like it fell into the ocean at some point and washed up there.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know. Do horns float?
Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, I would assume
probably.
it's a big ass horn, right? Well, how big were you thinking the horn was? Is the horn bigger than the Glicky?
Uh, Probably around like the size of a Glicky.
So, okay, are Glickies like entirely weak, or are they stronger than they look?
Um, uh, they're probably around as strong as they look.
Mm. So they're very weak and very primitive, and due to their own luck, they got due to being lucky, they got a a a horn
Yeah,
that just calls other that calls
a
dragons.
mythic level item.
Mm, be kind of funny. Uh, okay, maybe okay. Where did the horn come from? Like, was it just like okay? Maybe like the horn is like
Came from the dragon.
I mean like yeah okay I get that, but
I
like
don't know. What's your question?
what
Like, how
part of
did? I mean,
like,
it fell off at some point during the war.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
that's
I'm saying
actually
now.
pretty
I'm
good.
saying what is the horn?
Uh,
Because the horn because I'm thinking the dragon would have like a lot of like horns about that size, right?
sure.
It did, are there just like a bunch of horns they can just call dragons about?
Well, I mean, it's just like a piece of the dragon that's uh, that is like it just in itself magical.
Why?
Because the dragon itself is just magical. I don't know.
Um okay, what I'm trying to say is okay, what I'm trying to ask is like if the horn is about the size of a glicky
Hmm.
and this thing is about 1,000 times the size of a glicky,
Right. So
there would
it's not
objectively be a
it's not like
thousand.
the whole horn. It's like
Yeah.
maybe like the tip of it.
I mean, it could be. Think of it like the marker from Dead Space.
What?
Okay,
Apparently he doesn't.
basically, imagine an object that influences people simply by its presence. It's not something
Mhm.
that you necessarily have to partake. It could have been the horn through means of just being broken in half or falling into the water during the decomposition process, travel to the Glicky's island, and simply the magic that this artifact is imbued with started to influence things around it, mainly the Glicky, and that caused them to become like this more intelligent, more developed race, still in the early
I
tribal stages of their life.
well no, I think Alex thing was he wanted them they're the only thing that's happening to them is they're just like more of the water like variety dragons that are there. The water dragons are like just are surrounding the island, and that's why the Glickies are over there, and they're evolving by themselves. So they didn't start off as like they've always been like salamander people, kind of, right?
Mhm.
Right, Alec?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, they weren't salamanders at first,
Hmm.
and then they became smarter. They've always been salamander people, but they are the Coit can't get over there to, like, use the resources from that island, nor would
Oh.
they really want to.
So they don't
It's
use the
just like,
horn, they just have it.
I mean, I imagine they can use the horn.
I mean, like, okay,
I don't think they would use it a lot.
but okay, so they use it whenever they just see like anything come up to them. Like whenever they see like a boat, they go. "Eh."
Yeah, maybe it could like offer them like some limited control over a dragon.
Mm, how about instead of a horn? I mean, like the horn. It's just like if I'm thinking of like if I'm thinking of like the Glicky being in their size, I feel like there'd be like a lot of horns around. You know,
What?
a lot of horns that could like like, and
What?
it wouldn't be. Hmm?
What do you mean a lot of horns?
I'm saying I'm saying the it would need to be a particular part of the body other than just like a horn that's the size of a Glicky. Because if it's a horn the size of the Glicky, unless he had one that was that small and he just so happened to blow up and then it landed over in the Glicky Islands.
Well,
I mean, it could
it could be
be
like the
like a
tip of the
spike.
horn,
Yeah, the tip of the horn or like a spike on its
not like the
shoulder.
whole horn.
No, no, that's what I'm saying though. So okay, so his so Chalk has just like had one horn that was really long. It broke off, and the tip is the part that brought all of the that brings dragons around.
I don't like it being one horn, like Chalk only having one horn,
That's what okay,
but I
see,
get
that's
what
what
you're
I'm saying
saying.
though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's He's such a big dragon, and that little tiny piece of him made it to the Glickies, and they use that as their war horn
Yeah.
that they bring that they sing into whenever like a ship comes by,
Yeah, what's wrong with
right?
that? Yeah.
I'm saying then he'd only have it would they would only have the one horn, or there'd just be a bunch of there'd be
I mean,
a
okay.
couple horns around. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Other people are you saying would the Glickies have one horn or multiple horns? Is that basically what
I'm
you're
saying
asking?
I'm asking, would there would be multiple horns in circulation if that were the case, and where would they be?
Well, what I'm saying is that
I'm not saying
okay.
that it's a bad idea. I'm saying that if I'm saying that if would this big dragon only have one horn, and then the one like tiny tip of his horn would go to the Glickies.
No, what I think is that it could just be that the Glickies are the only ones who've discovered the power of the horn. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a thing where like everybody is aware of what each part of the dragon does, and like if the dragon has a magical horn, that means everybody knows about it. The Glickies could be the
Mm,
only ones that know about it, and I don't think people would have a problem with that.
mm. Tell us in the comments what
Or
you guys think.
I don't know, maybe like the drakes already have the horns, and maybe do use the horns. Uh,
Mm,
but they already have like a good influence over dragons, so the horns aren't super important to them.
mm,
But if like other people get the horns, then that would be a big deal.
mm.
Ooh,
Okay.
I just thought about something actually. What
Mhm.
if there was a fight over the dragon's body? Like, what if the Drake were harvesting materials from the dragon's body, and like during another like skirmish with the Coet, parts of the material were like fell into the water or got carried away by the wind, or basically at some point got blown up or things like that. Like, what if
Mhm.
the dragon was used as a battlefield in another minor skirmish slash war, and that's how parts of the body got into the water to feed the fin and to make it to the Glicky Island?
I mean, like, I'm cool with that. I just okay.
Because I think that would solve a lot of issues.
We actually make a name for the place.
Dracana,
Dracana.
yeah,
Okay, who named it?
the Coet.
The Coit, and they'd name it Dracana.
Okay, apparently
I mean,
Dracana means she dragon. Um, maybe the Isle of Scales.
Mm,
Scalanthia.
skadoosh.
Skadoosh. I love
Uh,
Pixar.
Alec,
Uh, I'm kind of drawing a blank.
scale place.
Um,
Korea.
Korea.
Wait, that's taken.
um, Dracock.
Drag. Yeah, I'm gonna drag my cocks, buddy.
Drac. Hmm. Let's see.
Mm.
Latin for dragon.
I mean, like, I feel like, um,
Draco.
yeah, the Glicky next to Draco.
Yeah, Draco Isle. I'm serious though.
Um,
Draco is Latin for dragon.
well, I feel like that's very on the nose.
Dracar. Okay.
I'm thinking, okay, I think that the Drakes would have a different name from the Coit.
Hmm.
Um, would you say that? Okay,
I guess what
are
is?
we saying? Are we saying? Will the Coit? Is this like the Coit's like main like? This is no longer settlement. This is a Coit owned thing.
Yes, this is a
Because
Coet
if it
territory.
okay, a Coit owned territory, and they have no other territories on any other islands or anything. This is their main. This is where they're living permanently. This is their main. This is their main hub.
Ooh, yes. What if the
Okay,
Coet named it after their emperor?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because if we yeah, so the Coit are the people.
Mm.
Um, not Coit land. I feel like
Coet land.
Coitland.
Croatia.
What about
Ooh, yeah,
Croatia's not
Croat.
not bad. What if it was like I don't know. What if like the queen's name or is like Vicarthia, Vicarth, Vic. Oh,
Byzantia.
Byzantia,
Yeah, and the Visinor.
Visinora Lane.
It
From
was
the
Visinora.
ashes she will rise again.
I think her name was Elizabeth originally.
That was a lane. I have it. I have the notes pulled up.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad.
yeah.
Um,
Do you want to go with Byzantia?
I mean like I've the okay, the Coit call it Byzantia,
Yeah. After their first empress. Uh,
and
and look, we're not going to literally like rip. This is a different character. This is not Visinora Lane.
I got you.
But we are gonna fucking steal stuff from our other projects.
Don't tell them that.
I mean, what this is a fresh original idea.
Oh my God, you're so dumb.
I hope you enjoyed listening to us discuss the creation of our world. If you want to follow along, uh, we don't really have any social media, so yeah,
Yet.
yet, but we will maybe. Anyways, if you can like, that would be appreciated. If you can follow, that would also be appreciated. But if you don't
It's not
want to do
as
that, then don't.
it's not necessarily appreciated. It's more mandatory.
It is a requirement.
So, but yeah, if you want more, hi.
Yeah. If all right,
Make
Alec,
sure
your
make
turn.
sure make sure to subscribe or something. I
um,
don't fucking know.
Make sure to eat a good breakfast.
You know what? I like that actually. Yeah, make sure to eat a good breakfast or lunch or dinner
It's the
wherever you are.
most
And if you
important meal of the
sneeze during this
day.
video, bless you.
Yeah. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Go straight to jail.
Go straight to jail. All right. Thank you guys. Okay. Can you guys hear me eating yogurt?